Just going straight live from my phone because the girl is out here. So hopefully this is working. I'm gonna play around with audio. But as soon as I start looking in the chat, just let me know, say hi. I'm checking out here actually, just to make sure that I'm good to go. And I got a mic pack on today, so hopefully I hope the battery is good on this. And of course, baby boy literally starts screaming as soon as I start screaming. But what else? So let's see how you two are doing. Oh, I can see myself. Well, I can see myself. Let's go to the control. I can see myself. Y'all can see like, oh, my hair looking crazy in the back. Don't look back there. Don't look back there. We gonna angle it like this. Ooh wee. Okay, I can't hear it. I want to test the audio. Asking where you were. Oh my God, the text is so big. Dr. T was chat. Dr. T messaged me. It's funny because I was literally just working on this part. I was just working on this, and I happened to look down at my phone, and Dr. T was like, "Hey, we just checking on you." Okay, let me see. What can y'all see? Y'all can see. I wish you could see this one. This one is cute. Okay, hold on. I'm about to try something because I never did this from my phone. I'm pretty sure. Let's go to the scenes real quick. Let's see if I can edit the scene because the one that the event list, I would rather this one show because this one looks cute. Show that one. This one, like, what if you don't show this one? Save. Okay, what can y'all see now? We doing this in real time, but welcome in, Mr. Nerd. I appreciate you for showing up. Let me know if you can hear me, and if my audio is good because I got the lavalier on. Wait, y'all can see that? That's not what I want y'all to see. The one thing I want y'all to see, y'all can't see. Because, like, I can see my Twitch chat. Manage stream. Let me unmute this for a second. Okay, I can kind of hear myself. I'm going to step back so it won't be in the... Okay, I can kind of hear myself. I'm going to step back. Yeah, okay. So it won't be in the... That was... This looks so cute. The textures at the hair that y'all can't see. Anyways, first of all, I had to see last week, so anyways, I got to see. So they're pushing on, moving towards that, they're pushing on moving towards that, but it really, like, pushed back on packing, because that's what it's supposed to be on Instagram. So, packing that I really worked on according to plan. So I'm really struggling. I'm really definitely struggling this time. But it's not too bad. Okay, so what I'm trying to understand is why my chat box so ugly. Hitting. All right, let's show the chat box again. But let's see if I can like make it not look like it's like gigantic. The text was like gigantic, and I don't understand why. And then we'll hide the event list because it's not showing what I thought it was going to show. Let's save that. I never did this one. As you can tell, I'm on the phone, like, literally in the front camera, so it's a rap straw instead of Star Wars, but it's okay. Anyway. Yeah. We are here. We'll come on break in T minus 56 seconds unless you got your food. I appreciate the food, y'all, because I'm trying to get talking over here. But, okay, I'm gonna wait until the ad break is over and then we'll do an update. Oh, I should have moved that one too. Repped and tag, resub. I'm about to hold on. Let me pull it up. But yes, okay. I'm anxious. But Dr. T, I was saying, literally when I saw your message, I was trying to figure out my little setup because I was like, oh, co-working, I can just go live from my phone, right? And then I was like, I pay for Streamlabs Prime or whatever the heck they call it, so that I can multi-stream. So I was like, oh, it's because I thought I was about to download the Twitch app on the phone, and I was like, oh, if I download the Twitch app, why don't I download the how not helpful is this fucking? My sound is not. Oh, that's because my stupid mic. Hold on, it's not my mic. Not stupid. I'm just slow. Okay. My mic was going into my neck. My mic was literally it was literally the face of the mic was in my neck. Struggle bus. It's the struggle bus, y'all. Welcome to the struggle bus. All right, we got 27 seconds before that when the ad is gonna be over. But anyways, yeah. So I was like, oh, I could go live from my phone. I don't really need like a whole. See this chat. I don't understand this chat situation, so I'm not really happy about that. So we just not gonna have chat on the screen, I guess. I wish y'all could see. I wish y'all could see what I see. I wish y'all could see what I see because it's super cute how they got that going. So it's like, why don't y'all just? I don't know. But anyways, basically what I was saying is I was like, oh, okay, I know I can go live from my phone actually, and Twitch has an app. But then I was like, wait, can I just look up the Streamlabs app? Because then that way I can use my I can still multi-stream. So I went ahead and did that, and I was feeling real fancy with myself, even though I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't understand how to scaling unlocked. Update Zoom. Okay, let's put the zoom down to like, I don't know how useful this is gonna be. I'm gonna zoom all the way out and just see. Placement, scaling unlocked. Update Zoom. Okay, save that. I know I'm all up in the camera, y'all. Okay, so, well, I can test it. Hey. Oh, that's not even how you spell hey. And this boy in here tripping. Anyways, I'm excited. Very happy. We had our first night here last night. Baby boy slept in his room very well. I can't see. Oh, maybe I should finish what I was doing and then a show. Go back. Oh, I gotta re-show it, huh? Hold on. I'm sure it's okay, y'all. Don't judge me. Don't judge a girl. See, tech is complicated. long. I don't want to drag it. I just want to turn this back on. It is showing on stream. Okay, maybe the zoom is too tiny because it's not showing nothing now. It was at 2, so let me put it at like 0.5. Let's see. Show, hidden, show, save. All right. What about now? Oh, I see it. Very tiny. Okay. This is progress. Y'all see? You gotta just like get real close. This is progress. Hold on. We progressing. All right, let's try it again. We gonna go up to about 0.75. Closest I can get to 0.75, and then I'm gonna make it wider. And then I think we'll be good. But anyways, happy Friday, everybody. Sings. I did have my meeting today with the ladies for our app, and I do have some work to do on that. However, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put it out here, and scale update zoom. 7. Save. All right, I'm gonna go handle baby boy in like a hot second. All right. Let's see how the chat box is doing. Okay, that looks like 1,000 times better. Oh my God. All right, we out here. Yay. Because when you multi-streaming, you really, like, I really want people to be able to see what's going on. Okay, so we got that. Let me see what baby boy is doing. Oh, the TV ain't on. My bad. My bad, baby. You mad? Okay, hopefully he's gonna be content. I just realized I moved the TV. I turned the show on, but I never turned the actual TV back on. So it was just like it's the Chromecast is on. So it was casting to the Chromecast or whatever the little Chromecast thing, but the TV wasn't on. All right. So yeah, we out here. All right, so I do got work to do. I apologize for the crunching, but I'm starving. Coming to you live from the kitchen because so this is how struggling I am right now. I was sick last weekend, so I didn't pack. I was literally like I had the flu. I was like aching. I was struggling. I didn't even I didn't even participate in the team meeting last weekend on Friday. So I didn't go to church on Sunday, none of that. So I got my keys on Wednesday. I got my truck on Wednesday. So basically Wednesday, I spent a lot of the time on Wednesday just packing stuff up. Tuesday night, Wednesday, I was packing stuff up. And then Wednesday, I was like kind of loading the truck slowly. I didn't end up getting done with like loading the stuff I wanted on the truck. So what I ended up doing is I went to sleep at like 2 a.m. on Wednesday. And then I turned around, got back up at 5 because my truck was due at 8:45 in the morning. And so I got what I could done on Wednesday night, and then Thursday morning I got back up at 5 a.m. I put like the last little things that I needed that was like Like we got one TV over here. Um, uh, I got like the essentials basically. So I put up my, I got like some dishes and that kind of stuff. I put the last few things I needed on the truck, 5 a.m. And then I came over here, unloaded, got my groceries delivered. While I was unloading the truck, they was delivering the groceries. And then I took the truck back literally in the nick of time, just because the U-Haul is like, it's like 5 minutes away from me. So I took the truck back, and then we just walked back home. Like we had a nice little morning walk because it's the same area I've been in, but I'm just in a different location. Actually, it's funny because when I first started live streaming, I used to live next door. So I'm staying in the area that I've stayed in before. But yeah, so Thursday, which was what, yesterday, I just spent like all day. I was just moving stuff around, putting stuff where it needed to be, cleaning up my kitchen, got my groceries and stuff all put away. I was going all day, very proud of myself. And then I took my butt to bed at like 8:30 ish, 9 o'clock. I went to bed because I was like, first of all, I've been up all day. Second of all, I don't want to, because I had such a long day and I'm so exhausted. I didn't want to oversleep today because I really needed to get up and get some work done. So I went ahead and went to bed on time. So I was up at 4:35 in the morning, and it was just so nice, y'all. Because I mean, I appreciate my family and everything, but I've been staying with my family, and it was just so cramped to the point where like, and then my mom and my brother, one of my brothers and my mom, they work second shift basically. They work afternoon shift. So when I'm the only person in the house that gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's a struggle, right? I get up at 5 a.m. and, I'm trying not to wake other people up basically. So today was the first day where I could like get up at 5 a.m., make my coffee, move around. I have a nice little area outside, I'm in the kitchen, so this is technically the back of the house, but this is where the entertainment space is. And I got a porch and stuff back here, so I went outside, like drank my coffee, sat outside, got some air. Like I'm not like an outdoorsy person per se, but I have to get fresh air. I like to usually go for walks in the morning or at least go sit outside. But I didn't really have a space to do that where I was either. So yeah, it was just nice. Got up and I was able to get a lot of stuff done before the baby got up because he was in his room. Okay, okay. Can we talk about my like I knew by the time he turned 1, that's when I would want him to have his own room. So God has definitely delivered on time with this. But yeah, I knew by the time he turned 1, I wanted him to. That's when I would be ready for him to go into his own room. So he sleeps in his own bed, but I always like to be able to see into the crib and not have to get up and go back and forth. So anyways, obviously that presents an issue when I get up at 5 a.m. and if I start moving around, basically, I wake him up. Or he's curious as to what I'm doing. So even if he just like peek his eyes open and then he see me moving around, he just gonna get up. So yeah, things were really good this morning. And then we had our Beauty Go-Go meeting. Actually, our team is applying to an accelerator program. So I'm looking forward to that because I think we're going to get in. I don't see why we wouldn't. And I got my calendar. That's my November calendar back here. That mug is packed, okay? It's like packed. And that's not about to change for the foreseeable future. So that's really that's what I've been like praying on and focusing on, but also just trying to like let God be in control of the timing and everything. But because I'm like, I know that it's already about to get busy in a good way. And 2024 is about to be super busy. And I was like, okay, I prayed on it. I had that conversation of being like, okay, can we? This it was some certain things I wanted in my place. It was a certain location I wanted to be in, and it was a certain timing that I wanted to get everything settled, so that way I won't start the year behind. Um, so I'm going back to school next year, y'all. Some people don't know that, but I'm going back to school in January. Um, I've been pushing it, but January is really my goal right now. I'm going back to school because I'm about to start the PhD path, and I want to finish my undergrad in computer science, and then so I'm basically planning on doing um, online bachelor's to finish up my bachelor's. I'm going to do a computer science program, and then after I finish that, I don't have that much to do for that, so I should finish that within um, that semester. Uh, in August, I might make the deadline for OMSCS at Georgia Tech. That's their online masters. I might make the deadline, but I'm not gonna kill myself. But the deadline to apply to OMSCS is gonna be in March. That's the next deadline to start in the fall. So the type of program that I'm doing and the way that it works, technically I could possibly finish in time to apply to OMSCS. But if I don't, um, that's fine. I will apply to OMSCS in August. That's the next deadline. So then I could start January 2025 on the masters. And I want to finish my masters up. They have an AI and machine learning focus, so I want to finish that up. And then by the time I finish the masters, I should be ready to go like back to in person, because you know PhD is more so residential, and so by that I basically would like to be starting my PhD once baby boy is getting into school. Um, so you know he's 1.5 right now, so that'll pretty much line up. So that's one thing that I'm focused on. But then at the same time, we have the Beauty Go project, um, that you know, God willing, and the work that we putting in and stuff, that'll get busier and busier. Um, Eventually, I'll have a team and everything. And then we do have some programs coming up. So I have a teaching assignment, but outside of my teaching assignment for Detroit Black Tech, we have our MVP developer program, our training program. We're going to be doing another training program because the MVP developer program with TechTown here in Detroit, the next cohort starts in January. Typically, I am a developer for for those cohorts. However, this time I don't know. We'll see. I'm still going to participate with the program, but I might not be a developer just because I'm already. Basically, That's how I met the team that I'm a part of now as the CTO. And I've worked with other companies in the past, but this is the first time I decided to stay linked up with the team that and like actually join them long term. So, anyways, with that being said, though, MVP developer program starts in January, which means we need to start our training like right after Thanksgiving. We starting our training. So what we did last time is Detroit Black Tech. We ran a training program for people that want to become MVP developers. So we have to do training right after Thanksgiving, so that way we have time for people to go ahead, take the training if they want to get certified, do their certification exam, and that way you know we'll know who's vetted in order to be developers with the program in January. So we got MVP developer coming up. We myself and Mac, my co-founder, are also, y'all have seen Mac if you've seen any of the podcasts, because he's the other person that usually co-hosts the podcast with me. So anyways, Mac and I are writing a book about becoming an MVP developer, and that is going to launch in Q1. So by the end of March, we will be having that book out. And then what else is on the docket? Something else major. Oh, Hacking with the Homies conference is our 5th year. 2024 is going to be our 5th year. We are moving it to May instead of doing it in February because don't nobody want to come outside in Detroit in the winter. So in February, I'm going to still host an event. We're going to do a hackathon, like a virtual hackathon in February for the culture, obviously. That's why we always like to do our events in February. But we're still going to have an event in February. We'll just do a hackathon in February. And then the conference is in May. So, like, that's right around the corner. I really should have already been getting everything together for that. But I'm about to start, absolutely about to start the conference planning. I want to show y'all something real quick. We're gonna go on a brief little tour. You can follow along with me. Don't judge me. Hopefully y'all won't see nothing crazy. Ooh, Lord, hold on, don't fall. I almost dropped the mic. No pun intended. Okay, so this area up here, that's my room that we just passed. But this area up here is the office. So it is rather large, I would say. Here, let me see if I can put it right here. Trying to like prop the mic up to where, here, I can actually just put it on the back because it should be fine. Hold up. Yeah, because I don't want to, it's okay. I know the lighting is not that good, sorry y'all. But we working on it. Okay, so anyways, it's the office. It's nothing in here right now. There go my pull-up bar. So technically this is the living room, but the way my place is set up, I don't have to use this as a living room. It's kind of awkward. I have the patio, I got the kitchen, dining, like entertainment space in the back. So this whole room is gonna be studio / office. Oh, I can turn light on, I guess. Studio / office space. So there go my little DJ controller down there that I never use. So I will be setting up my desk in here. My pull-up bar is going to be set up, and I'm going to mount a Lyra on there just for conditioning. I'm going to have a music setup in here. I told y'all I got a keyboard that I haven't used yet. I have a new acoustic guitar also that I haven't played yet. And the only other thing I want an electric drum set. So for those that don't know, I'm a singer. I've always been a singer my whole life. And also before I started, when I first went to college, that's what I studied. So I have like over 7-8 years just of like classical voice training. But I have dabbled in instruments over the years. I used to play violin. I played violin. I played guitar. I played keyboard or like piano a little bit. I tried clarinet before, but I haven't really played instruments or ever really dedicated myself to playing instruments, and that's something I've been wanting to do. So I'm getting an electric drum kit. That's my last thing. I have my DJ equipment. So yeah, we about to do that. And then one of these walls is about to be a big ass calendar. Probably this one. Right. Either it's gonna be this wall, because this is like a big wall. Either the calendar gonna be on that wall or the calendar's gonna be on this wall behind my desk. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. So little sneak peek. I'm gonna start working on that soon because this weekend, basically, I didn't move my desk. I didn't move my like big equipment, and I didn't move the crib. So baby boy, like he has a bed, but his full crib, I need to bring his crib over. Basically clean out my room. That's the goal. So we out here. We out here for real. They literally, I even had to get, I even had to get my internet set up because nobody ever had Xfinity in this unit before. So I had to, okay, that's better. I had to get my unit set up for internet as well. But we good. We got internet now. It's actually wired in there, so I can have Ethernet, you know. So I'm grateful. I appreciate it. Thank y'all for the congratulations. Like, um, it's other things I can't even think about right now, but I just know I can already tell like how active it's getting, that it's a perfect time to be getting settled in for the foreseeable future. Um, I don't know when we are going back to that's not really what I'm trying to say. I'm still, obviously I got a little bit of time before I have to like apply to a PhD program, and I still feel very called to being in my hometown, which is Detroit, and I still feel very like I used to think it was because of like family ties and stuff, but I've realized that it's more so like I am one of the leaders in our tech community as far as like really helping to activate our space and helping to empower people in this space. And I don't, the only thing I feel like at this present moment that makes me want to leave is the programs that I want to study in. But one thing I can say is because I'm absolutely going to be in the top 10 program. I don't care. Like, I will definitely be going to a top program for PhD. I already know. But luckily for me, as far as like, or I don't know if it's luck. I think it's very awesome that I happen to live in a state where we do have a very prestigious school, which is University of Michigan computer science. That's a top program as well. So I don't know. I might go blue. We shall see. I know a lot of Michigan grads, a lot of people I went to school with, but I never really identified as that when I was graduating from high school. Even though the type of school I graduated from and stuff like that, it would have been like super normal for me to do something like that. But I'm debating on that. That's the only thing. So I'm like, otherwise, I feel like we'll be here basically in this place. I'm getting everything set up. It's about to be like all decked out, and we will be settled in here until I own something. Basically, I need to buy a home, but for right now, we gonna make it do what it do. So I'm very, very grateful. I'm very grateful. I'm gonna get some bar stools for this bar, but this is very convenient for me right now because since I don't have my since I don't have my desk over here right now, this is still perfect. Obviously I can sit on the other side in the living room. I can sit, but you know, you need to, when you need to work, you need to stand up sometimes. But I do wish I had a bar stool. That would be like super convenient. Ooh, so it was funny. I was okay. I'm gonna make my to-do list. Let me get Notion actually. But what I was gonna say, it was funny because today we got into the conversation of partners basically with the startup, because we are building a tech platform and we are building a heavy integration with POS systems basically. If you don't know what POS is, a POS is a point of sale system. So I feel so grown. Like it's not like okay. So it's like when you have kids, you feel grown in like a certain type of way, right? Like adulting. But like I feel grown as a software engineer because I've been doing this for a while now. But it's funny to start that conversation to be like, look, we need to pursue like our technical partnerships, and we need to start looking at like SLAs and SLOs with our technical partners, because if we are integrated with a point of sale system, right? If and that's inventory management, stuff like that. If we go down, or if those platforms go down, we go down. Same thing with like a AWS or like a cloud provider or whatever. But it's just so funny because I'm like, I've worked as a product engineer. I've worked with companies where we had SLAs and SLOs with our service providers. Um, and we had those that dev support with our service providers, that we were heavily reliant on, but also our upstream partners, which for us our biggest partner upstream was Ford. They had SLAs and SLOs, and so it was just funny because it was like starting to have that conversation of being like, yeah, we need to start pursuing those partnerships and what that means, and um, all of that. Like I feel so grown having that conversation. Like eventually we gonna have like pager duty and be on call, and like it's crazy to think about that, right? Like I still just be like, I'm so grateful and I'm so excited about just like growing into this CTO role. I feel so very like prepared for it. Not like I know everything, but like all I've been doing is startups, y'all. That's been my whole thing. I've been doing startups forever. Actually, my entire life as a software engineer has been working for startups. I have a lot of experience with that, but just being in a position to where like now these are my conversations to start. These are um, this is my expertise to bring to the table to my founders who are non-technical founders. Like all of that is just like it just feels so like, that's why I say I feel grown now. Like I feel grown as a software engineer. Your girl out here talking about SLAs and SLOs and what stuff we gonna do open source, and I'm just like, this is so crazy to me. I feel real grown. By the way, if you don't know what an SLA is, a SLA is a service level agreement. Okay, a SLO is a service level objective, and then there's also something called SLIs. SLIs are service level indicators. Um, okay, so if you think about it this way, when you have a platform, a technical platform, a SLA is your agreement to your clients or your users. So for us, I don't think we would have an SLA um, with a client per se or a user, but we would need to make sure and pursue having SLAs with those POS systems, those parent companies, because their downtime is our downtime, but their, what do I want to say? Our clients, well, that's not true. That's not true. I just thought about it. Okay, anyways, I'm not gonna go back down that rabbit hole, but the point I'm trying to make, because that's a whole nother rabbit hole. We do actually have clients. I thought about that in a different way. But one thing about us is that if we're building heavy integrations with the POS systems, we are also enabling business for the POS systems. It would be beneficial for them to have some type of partnership and service level agreements with us, because their success is our success and vice versa. So an SLA, if you never had to work with those, with an SLA, it'll be like you have to maintain a certain amount of uptime. If you go down a certain percentage of the time, then you have different agreements with your partners, like how much money, like with us, because I don't want to get into like nitty gritty details, but I just want to describe it for people that never experienced it before. So say, for example, Like if okay, I'm gonna use a cloud provider. Use AWS as an example. If you have a company that is so heavily partnered with AWS, and you have a SLA, which is a service level agreement with them, that would mean that like they have a certain percentage of uptime they have to keep. Like it might be like 99.9% of the time they have to be available, or 99.99% of the time they have to be available. Or they could also say things like, those are really common. 3 nines and 4 nines are like really common. 99.9, 99.99. Another thing that comes up is throughput. So depending on what type of service you're providing, throughput would be like how much data is going through the system basically. So if you was to have a slowdown in your system, that could also violate a service level agreement that you have. Uh, Errors is another. So say you are making a lot of requests, and the requests are going through, so the throughput is there, but your requests are erroring for some reason, or they start to hang or whatever. Basically, the requests are going through, but they're not completing for some reason. Um, that could be a part of the agreement. And sometimes, with depending on who it is, like in the past, I've experienced it where it was like if our platform goes down, then our client, like we owe them money after, like because us being down is literally money for them. Things like that. So it's very interesting. If you never had to work in that type of space, that's something that you kind of that's something you learn about over time if you have that type of visibility into it. SLAs and SLOs. So you usually end up having like metrics, dashboards, monitoring, so that you can keep track of your system and you can see, like, y'all know sometimes you might watch, or not watch, but you might notice like everybody website go down at the same time, and then come to find out GitHub is down, or come to find out, well, usually GitHub won't go down by itself, but what'll happen is it'll be like GitHub went down, Twitter went down, well it's called X now, but like GitHub went down, and Twitter went down, and Facebook and Instagram went down. And usually when something like that happens, it, like if I'm using those cases in particular, usually when something like that happens, that means a cloud provider went down, like AWS went down, or Azure went down or something. So yeah, when you have that downtime, like best believe the engine, like before anybody ever knew that there was a problem, that provider knew it was a problem, because you have to, like, I've been on call, y'all. Like I was a product engineer, so I've been on call. I've been like paged a million times. I've been like up at 2 a.m. trying to figure out something, type of stuff, like the CTO is on the line. Okay, like that. It's no joke. It's no joke. Um, so yeah, you usually, what we like when I worked at Autonomic, we had like literally screens all around our team space. Um, so for us product engineers, we were on call for our services, even though we had customer support engineers as well who like handle actual like client issues. Our product engineers on each team, we were on call for our services. So we had metrics, dashboards, monitoring, logging, all of that stuff. And we would set up thresholds. Like if so many requests go bad, then whoever's on call needs to get paged. We had an on-call rotation. We used something called PagerDuty, and PagerDuty was pretty cool. So with PagerDuty, you can actually get a call. Like they can call your phone number, but they could text you, they could call you, it could email you. You can get a push notification, actual push notification. And then you could set up the timings too. Like for how we did it on my teams that I was on, how we did it was we had two people. We had a primary and a secondary. Primary on call is the person that's on call. Secondary on call, depending, it's cultural. Two of the ways I've seen it done is with our rotation, we had primary and secondary. We did it. I've seen it done two ways. The secondary, sometimes the secondary, in some cases, the secondary would be the person who was on call the last week, right? So say I'm primary, I'm on call, and then the secondary person that's backup would either be the person who is coming up next in the queue or the person who just came off a call. We ended up liking it where it was like you come on call, you primary, and then no, actually you would come in as secondary first. So then you can just kind of be a silent observer to any issues that's going on, and then you would go from secondary to primary, and then you'll cycle back around. And you could do it. We did it the other way around too. We just ended up liking it that way because it was like usually when you on call, it's certain context that you have when you on call, and some of the stuff that you deal with when you on call is actually from the previous rotation or the previous week. So if you were secondary in the previous week, then you have all the context of what was going on in that previous week. So if any issues are lingering, you will have a context for it. So that's like a whole little side note. But being on call, we had pager duty. You have like postmortems. This is some stuff that I really wanted to talk about at some point, probably through the podcast, but also just I'm about to, now that I got my space for real, and I can record without like disturbing other people or without having baby boy crying in the background. I do want to record some videos about like more of the practical sides of being a software engineer, like what's it like to be on call, what's a postmortem like. Postmortems, like if you have an incident, what's an incident? Like if you actually get paged for some reason, a lot of times you have, like, depending on the company, you might have postmortems, which means you have to not only fix the solution, but then fix the issue. You still have to go back and triage and find out why it happened in the first place. Do we know that it's not going to happen again? And how do we prevent it from happening in the future? Like all of that kind of stuff. So I learned a lot of that in real time. You know what I mean? I learned a lot of that as a part of my role, but that was something that I feel like more I could have knew a little bit more about. But we don't talk about that kind of stuff when you go through trainings and boot camps or graduate from school or whatever the case may be. So I kind of want to talk about that stuff. For sure. And I'm excited now because basically I can do whatever. I can record stuff. So this ain't like the cutest space to record in right now. Like as far as like it being techy. But this little bar top is kind of cute. It's kind of cute. And I could definitely see myself setting this little corner up back here. You know, hold on, let's just kind of play around with this. So I'm really talking about this in real time, but I don't want y'all to see that part. You don't gotta see. This is a little mirror. I like it. It's cute, but you don't gotta see. Y'all can see yourself. But I'm thinking, like, what if I said cover that, but don't show cover that, but don't show the camera. We're just testing it. We just testing. Okay. I'm playing around for real because I would like to start, like, I want to get off the excuse train, and excuses are tools for the incompetent, used to build monuments to nothing. Okay. I've been Greek for many years now, bro. Excuses. What are excuses? We don't do excuses. So yeah, I gotta get off the excuses train. And my big thing was like, oh, I can't record nothing ever because of my surroundings wasn't really ideal for it. But now it's like, I need to really get in front of this camera. As you can see, this is a pretty nice camera. I can turn the lights on, more lights on and stuff like that. And get some of these videos. We gotta start. Okay, we gotta start. So I'm saying that, I'm putting that out there. You can't hold me accountable, but I can hold myself accountable knowing that y'all know what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. I think Dr. T was talking about that. We were talking about that with on the Rep and Tech recently, but about accountability. Because it's like, yes, actually, I used to be the person that would say like, oh, I want to talk to, or people, I want to tell, I tell people what I'm going to work on, and they hold me accountable. But it's like, technically, a person can't hold you accountable. You hold yourself accountable. But but there is value in other people knowing what your goals are, so then they can help you hold yourself accountable, basically. But really, you have to hold yourself accountable regardless. So that's my thing, though. I like to put it out there because then somebody is expecting something to happen. Okay. So let's say I can literally like record a video. Like, I might record a video when we get off stream today. Okay. I don't know how long I'm streaming. I just really like, that's another thing too. Like, I've been really on it with the co-working stuff and just streaming more, doing those workshops. Y'all, my website is looking so cute now. Like, I'm really proud of myself because like I'm not doing everything that I need to be doing, but I'm getting into a rhythm that I haven't had in a while, and now I'm like, I can tell I'm about to hit a stride. So this move was a big effing deal, just because I was like, I need to separate, me and my baby needed separate spaces so that I can work on my schedule and I don't have to worry about, like, prime time to do stuff is when he taking a nap, right? But at the same time, if my desk is 5 feet from his crib, then that's not a prime time to do nothing. Okay. So anyways, but yeah, I agree what you said, Miss Nerd. That's like a base. That's how I would describe it too. Telling other people your goals is motivation for your accountability. But Dr. T has said something that's very important, which I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with. If you always rely on other people for your accountability, like, if I can only be accountable when somebody else knows what's happening, then it's not really accountability. It's also, you lack discipline. And that's something I'm working on, discipline, because when you lack discipline, it's only so far it can go, right? Like, what, it's cool when I can have other people help me to hold myself accountable, but what happens when I don't have that? I can't just rely on that, you know what I mean? So over the years, I think I always have, like, I got the right circle, you know what I mean? I got the right friend group. We're all very motivated. We all take on a lot of leadership roles. Like, we all have done a lot of things. So I've always been able to rely on people, because especially even when I was going into certain leadership roles, a lot of times the people that I was in those roles with, it was like, like when I was on the NSBE board, I had another friend, like another sorority sister on the board with me. That's an example, right? So it just so happens that those people that I'm close to also, we all kind of frequent the same spaces. But like, as we're getting older, you know, we don't work in the same companies, we don't do the same things. And so, yeah, it matters to have your own accountability and be able to hold yourself accountable. So discipline is a big thing for me. If y'all want to know what I'm working on, I am a part of this coaching program. It's called the Daniel's Den. It's real sweet. But one of the things that we've been doing recently, I'm going to pull it up on my iPad because I got it on here. But one of the things we have been doing recently is we have been talking about full screen. We have been talking about, we started out about like traits, personal traits. The coach slash our pastor, the way he was describing it, he called it traits of the great, basically. So he talked about these different traits that a lot of successful people have, and then we have like some activities that we focusing on. So I'm gonna read y'all the traits, but then I'm gonna tell y'all which ones I'm working on. So this is about 24 traits. These traits, this is the way he described it: traits of the great, and then it says decisive, resourceful, focused, disciplined, ethical, courageous, punctual, prompt, active listener, inventive, attentive, frank, curious, observant, grateful, patient, helpful, imaginative, consistent, positive, bold, methodical, likable, cooperative, proficient, resilient, teachable, and coachable. Okay, so those, obviously that's not an extensive list, but those were the main traits that he described. And of course, not everybody is going to have every trait necessarily. Some people, you might not have any of them yet, but for me, because I have like, self-improvement is just like life to me. And I've been doing a lot of like very particular like professional growth and development even since I was in college. So I've worked on a lot of these over the years. So anyways, what I did was I wrote all of them down, and I decided to do it this way. He said to take 3 of them that you want to focus on and work on those. Only 3. But what I did was I went through the list. I crossed off, or I highlighted the ones in green that I feel like I was already, I'm not going to say perfect at, but the ones that I feel like I'm pretty competent in. So I believe that I am resourceful, ethical, courageous, prompt. Prompt is about efficiency, doing things efficiently, or getting things done in an efficient way. So I feel I am resourceful, ethical, courageous, inventive, attentive, curious, observant, grateful, patient, helpful, imaginative, positive, bold, methodical, likable, cooperative, proficient, resilient, teachable, and coachable. Those I feel like I have a pretty solid foundation in. I took the rest of them and I put them in 2 categories. So like I said, for us, he's like, you really only want to focus on 3 of them that you want to work on right now. So I have 3 that are my focus area, and then I have the rest of them that I still want to work on. So what I did was, I'm gonna say the ones that I need to work on, and then I'm gonna say the 3 that I chose. So I want to work on focus. No. Okay, yes. Being decisive, being focused, being disciplined, being punctual, being an active listener, being frank, and being consistent. Those are my things right now. Those are the categories that I'm like, okay, these are the ones I really, really can like focus more on. Hold on. Okay. So out of those, decisive, focus, disciplined, punctual, active listener, frank, and consistent. The ones that I chose the areas I chose to pay attention to right now, the 3 are being decisive, being disciplined, and being punctual. So decisiveness for me, I'm here and there with decisiveness. So I get analysis paralysis. Sometimes I've gotten better with it over the years, but I can tend to get in a state where it's like I gotta keep trying to figure out and investigating all these different paths before I make a choice on doing something. But it's weird for me because it's like once I made up my mind, I made up my mind. It's just that it could take me a day to make up my mind. It could take me 5 seconds to make up my mind, or it could take me a year to make up my mind. It just depends on how comfortable I feel with the decision at the time that I want to make it. So I want to be more decisive because, as a leader, as a world changer, as I would say, and as somebody who is like, I got a lot of stuff that I'm focused on. I can't be beating around the bush and waiting to get stuff done. Obviously, there is times where you need to take more time to do something, but I feel like it would be really beneficial for me in my entrepreneurship, in my leadership, in my technical positions to really lean into becoming more decisive. and standing on my decisions. So I chose decisive. I also chose discipline because I feel like this is one thing I've always strongly lacked in. I'm that type of person where I procrastinate, and I can get shit done. Like if it's gonna take 2 years to do it, I'm gonna do it in 2 days, but I'm gonna do it in the last 2 days. Like, and that has worked. But it's a book that's called like "What Got You Here Won't Get You There," and it's kind of like that. It's like I've been able to do so many things and be so successful while also being a huge procrastinator. And at some point, that doesn't scale, you know? So it's like discipline is something I really want to work on because it's not like I just be all over the place, but it's more so about making sure to maintain like that foundation and that structure so that I have the headroom, the wiggle room, the space to actually do get things done, and also to not burn myself out because that's another reason why I experienced so much burnout. Because I would end up piling stuff up to the last minute, and now it's like I gotta go on stage for this talk, and I'm like literally writing the talk like 2 hours before. Like, no, you can't be doing that. So decisive, discipline, and then I chose punctual. Punctual. So promptness was about being efficient in solving issues and getting work done. I believe I'm very efficient in what I do, but I'm not punctual. So punctual is, you know, showing up on time, obviously, but also like on time and when you're supposed to be there. So, you know, it's been hit or miss with me in like the workshops and getting the workshops out while we in like this soft launch phase for the website and everything, but that's something I'm working on. Now, I mean, life happens, so that's fine. I understand that I have to give myself grace, but at the same time, as I go into the new year, once I like out of this soft launch phase, I really want people to know that if I tell you we're going to have a workshop at 6 p.m. on Thursday, then that's going to happen. And if I can make that happen for everybody else's programs and everybody else's classes, because I'm always where I need to be for my teaching assignments, I'm always where I need to be for girl development events, I'm always where I need to be for other, you know, other people's things. But yeah, I need to do this, basically do the same thing for my own programs, especially if I want people to be investing in those programs, right? Like who about to be coming to me and to take a workshop if I'm never going to be there on time? That type of stuff. So just the punctuality, streams, like my, you know, I am trying to get in the flow of being able to do our streams regularly, especially with the co-working and things like that. So that's been something I'm working on, but I have always had a hard time with keeping a stream schedule, and I'm getting way better with that. But that definitely falls into the punctuality category. Um, so yeah, out of being decisive, being focused, being disciplined, punctual, active listener, frank, and consistent, decisive, disciplined, and punctual are the three I'm working on right now. It's funny because like active listener, I believe that's very, very important. But even though I feel like that's an area I still can grow in, um, it's something that I'm already conscious of, right? Like in my family, we talk over each other. My mom has 8 siblings. Like it's a really big family. And I got this bad habit of talking over people, just because that's literally how my family talks to each other. Like if you go to a family gathering right now in my family, everybody that's talking and having conversations, it's gonna be two people talking to each other, but they both gonna be talking at the same time. Like it's crazy. So I never, you know, so I'm just using that as an example, but as active listening, it's like I'm already at a point where I can catch myself doing it in real time, right? It's already in the back of my mind. So I might not be where I want to be on it, but I feel like it's already something that I'm constantly working on and thinking about. So that's why I didn't choose active listening. Um, and then like consistency, I feel like the punctuality and discipline will actually play into the consistency. So, and then focus. I feel like I could be a little bit more focused, but really I think like like I said, the discipline will play into focus, and decisiveness will play into focus as well. And then being frank, that's the one. I actually keep thinking that frankness is the one that I had put on my list, but it's not. When I go back to look at my list, I'm like, I didn't put that on there. But it is something that's in the back of my mind all the time. So to me, being frank is like being able to be straightforward and like honest and straightforward about hard conversations, basically. And here's the thing: some people that know me will probably not understand why I would say that I need to work on being frank. But because the type of person that I am, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you, like, and I'm not gonna be rude about it, but I'm gonna tell you if I'm nothing but straightforward. However, over the years, being that type of person, I've always gotten so much negative feedback as far as like how I approach people and how it makes them feel when I tell them how I feel about stuff or what I think about stuff. So I've started to shy away from it in certain scenarios. So that, basically it's like I'm overcompensating by I'm not trying to be rude and offensive. So I might not say something that needs to get said just because I'm like, I already know you're not about to be able to take what I got to say. And I also like I have a lot of empathy for people in certain situations, but in some situations it's like people expected me to be nicer to them than I am to myself. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, when I give people feedback, I'm never trying to be rude. If I'm trying to help you or if I'm trying to give you some advice, I'm never trying to hurt your feelings. None of that. I'm never trying to be, go overboard in any type of negative way. But I'm very demanding of myself. So the same thought process that I use with myself is usually what I have used with other people. And people don't like that because we're not all built the same. So anyways, I say all that to say that frankness is something I feel like I really need to work on. But it's funny because it's like it's always in the back of my head. So it's not on my list right now, but I keep feeling like it's on my list. So anyways, that was like a long little spill, but I think that I'm looking forward to like this new year, and there's a lot of opportunities. There's a lot of things unfolding, and I feel like I was very lost for a while, in the sense that like other people didn't see it because it's like, oh, she's successful, quote unquote. But I didn't have a North Star anymore. That's kind of how I describe it. Even though I always have different goals I'm working on, I typically I typically have one big thing, and I can see. So me, it's not like I'm not the type of person that can just be like, oh, let's do all the hard stuff. I'm the type of person that's like, I can do whatever I gotta do as long as it's a means to an end, right? So, for example, getting in shape, which is something that I'm about to start doing again. When I got in shape, the last time I really, really felt like I got in shape before I had my ACL surgery, I hate going to the gym. I don't like working out, but I do like activities. And so me getting in shape wasn't being like, oh, I forced myself to go to the gym every day. I literally hated working out. Me getting in shape was I do aerial, and I started signing up. I remember the first time I signed up for a showcase. So I signed up to perform. So now it's like, I'm not going to skip class because I need to train because that performance is coming up. And I don't want to look stupid at my performance. I want to be up there looking like I know what I'm doing, right? So I literally still hate it. Like sometimes I'll be like, I'm so exhausted. I've been at work all day. And now I don't want to go to aerial training at 7 o'clock at night. And I'm still sore from the last training. But instead of skipping it, I will go because it's a means to an end, right? So that's I know myself, so I know that that's the type of person that I am. So with all of these different things that's going on and a lot of the goals I have been accomplishing, I just kind of lost sight of like what was my big North Star that would encourage me to do the stuff that I don't like to do, right? Like get up at 5 a.m. even if I don't have anything to do until 9 a.m. Or like I wake up at 5 a.m. but like get out of the bed instead of just laying there and going back to sleep. So for me, it's a North Star. And I really didn't feel like I had that. And now I feel like I really understand that. To me, that's also purpose. Like knowing what your purpose is in this world and what you are supposed to be bringing to society, humanity as a whole. What's my calling? What's my purpose? That kind of stuff. So I feel so much more renewed in that and understanding what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm supposed to be focused on. So the little things that make the biggest difference can actually, they can happen. You know what I mean? They gotta happen. So it's just we going to another level, y'all. I appreciate everybody that supports the community because I've been doing this for a minute, but life has been lifing, but it's okay because the growth that I've had in like some of the darkest years has actually really kind of like I'm a new person now. Like it can't even hit the way it used to hit no more because your girl is like, we done leveled up. So don't be surprised if you look up and then you like, wait, what happened? It was just a month ago you just moved in. Now you got this. Yes, we out here. Like, I'm back, bro. I'm back. Some of y'all still haven't really got to see me in like full form because we done had the pandemic. We done had some craziness. I done had some real traumatic life experiences. I had a baby, all this. But we out here. Y'all about to see. We about to get it. Preacher, thank you as well. We about to get it. So I just have to say thank you to the people that's been supportive because it's not easy to do things when it's still a small community. Like I'm used to running very large tech events, very large tech organizations, and things like that. And so it's like, and even when I first started live streaming, it used to be very demotivating to me when it's like you see 1 viewer, 2 viewers, 0 viewers. That's the wrong way to look at it though. Because if I think about it from the perspective as a teacher, if I teach one person, that's like, my heart is like warmed. You know what I mean? Like the Grinch heart grown 3 sizes or whatever type of thing. But then it was like when it was a live stream, it was just like, that was very demotivating for a while. Not gonna lie. It didn't stop me from doing it, but it can make it hard to like show up authentically and stuff like that. And now it's just different because it's like I understand what I'm supposed to be doing, but also like I said, I still appreciate everybody that's here because we got some what's the word I can use to describe it? Like I'll just put it how I got it in the Discord. In the Discord, we got the real ones and the trill ones, right? Like the real ones and the trill ones. So I appreciate anything that anybody does. If you just lurk, that's cool. If you come in the Discord, that's cool. If you post something in the Discord, shout out, because it's literally just me running the Discord right now. Like I have mods, but my bots have not been able to really do that work. As far as like the people who helped me start the Discord. So yeah, it's literally just me running that Discord. And I be trying to keep the conversation up. That's my main focus right now. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. If you sub, if you put your Twitch Prime sub if you just show up, if you share it with somebody, like all of that, it makes a big difference because yeah, like I'm that person that can be out there. I'm used to being like out front, but this is an experience that's very different if you've never done it before. If you've never really been into like live streaming and stuff like that, it's different. It's different. It's different. So it really 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 helps, especially when you just a person talking to a fucking camera. Okay, I'm just talking to my camera screen, talking to my smartphone right now. Oh man. Okay, Miss Seidner said, as an educator, I appreciate you being so open and honest. I was terrified to leave and I feel intimidated because I'm new to tech, but our community that we're building is beautiful. Yes, Miss Seidner. Okay, so that has always been my inspiration, y'all, when I came to live streaming. Because for those that don't know, when I first started live streaming, I did games and stuff. Obviously, everybody do games. So I used to stream games, but I was like, oh, I just wanted to have a place to like a excuse to actually play my games and stuff like that. But then eventually I did start to branch out into coding and stuff like that. And because I teach, I never actually wanted my live streams to be teaching. I could have started with just doing workshops on stream. But what I always wanted to do on stream from the tech side was to show what it's really like. Because what I found, because I taught a lot of boot camps over the years, and my students never believe me when I'm like, I have stage fright. I'm a performer. I literally was a vocal performance major. Like, not only have I always sang all my life, but like I was a performer for many years, and I have stage fright. Like, I have anxiety. Like, I will have a panic attack in the bathroom and y'all not gonna even know. Like, I literally have all these things. So people will assume, because people always assume because I get up and stand up in front of people that makes me some type of special human being. And it's like, no, I just know how to manage it, but that don't make it easy. I be nervous all the time, but I've gotten used to being nervous, you know what I mean? And the same thing with tech. Like you said, especially when you're new to tech, and if you get imposter syndrome and stuff, people really be thinking like, my students would be looking at me like, oh, you just know everything and I don't know anything and you just different than me. And it's like, no, like, no, I don't know what y'all think I know. I just understand that that's a part of the process. And so I always wanted the live streams to be that behind the scenes, right? Like, because you go on YouTube and you watch a YouTube tutorial, but what you don't understand about an edited YouTube tutorial is that they planned out all what they was going to say. They planned out all what they was going to build. They already pre-built it. They already got all the bugs out the system. They already ran into a whole bunch of issues that they had to fix. They already got it down to a T so that they can show you a line by line code of how to make something, but that's not how coding actually works. So it's like, yes, that's helpful educational wise, that's helpful. Yes, that's fine. But that is not how it works. And when you only watching YouTube coders, you have this mindset that that's how the lifestyle really is, and then they make it seem like, oh, I must be doing something wrong if my experience don't look like that. And likewise, when it comes to not just the YouTube side, but me being a teacher, when I'm standing in front of the class, bro, what I'm teaching y'all, I practice this. We have a pre-made curriculum. Like, we literally already broke down day by day exactly what we're gonna teach. We have our lessons, and we got the solution code to our lessons. Like, one of my instructors, and I used to, this was really encouraging for me when I started teaching, because I started teaching very early into my career as a software engineer, right? And so one of my instructors, who was a PhD in computer science, was amazing, was someone I really looked up to. When I tell you, that man would literally have a printed out version of all the code he's going to type, and he was You sitting here thinking he doing this perfectly and it's coming from memory and stuff, and it's like, yeah, he's very educated and he's very smart and well informed, but this is a lesson and he's trying to teach you something. This man literally got line by line code sitting right here, and he's typing what he's looking at. Okay, and you sitting here thinking like, oh, I can't code like that. It's like nobody can. It's okay though. It's okay. So yes, you can have social anxiety, you can have stage fright, you can have like you can be nervous, you can be introverted, you can be all this stuff. That doesn't have to hold you back though. And I just be wanting people to see that, because that's how I am as a person. Like, first of all, I've been singing all my life. When I tell you talent shows don't mean nothing to me, when I tell you like sing in front of anybody, and then I got to high school, I done auditioned for this solo. Didn't get the solo. Then the girl who's supposed to sing the solo don't show up for the event. I'm like, my director is like, oh, are you good? Basically, I was next in line, like, you want to do the solo? I said, yes, of course. Do you know, for some strange reason, I'm like 15, 16 years old at this point. I've been singing since before I could talk. I've been performing in front of people since before I could talk. Why? This when I found out I got stage fright. I started singing. Mind you, I've even sang the solo in front of people because we have like a 70 member choir, and I had to audition in front of my entire choir. Why? I started singing and my whole body started shaking, like physically shaking. And you know what I had to do? I had to keep singing that whole time. Like, it was so embarrassing. But it's so funny because it's like, it's not traumatic anymore. And it stopped being traumatic probably after I made it through. Because I'm standing there and like, it caught me off guard. You know what I mean? Just because it's like, it's not like it was my first time doing this, bro. It's not like it was my first time singing in front of nobody. It's not like it was my first time performing. It's not like it was my first time doing that solo. It was less people that I was singing in front of that day than I auditioned in front of the choir. Like, but for some reason, that's when my stage fright showed itself. And I literally had to sing like that. Like, my body was like shaking. So my whole solo was shaky. It was very embarrassing. I didn't cry. I didn't lose my mind, but it was very embarrassing. But I learned how to deal with that over the years. And I think a lot of for me, I'm just speaking for me, but for me, when it comes to the stage fright, a lot of it is adrenaline for me. So I started learning how to manage the adrenaline, because I would get that same type of adrenaline, that stage fright right before performing when I was in college. When I was in college, I was a vocal performance major at first. And so we used to have this class called General Lectures. This was a music major class. It was called General Lectures and Concerts. It usually wasn't lectures. It usually was concerts, basically. And what it was every Friday, you would have to come to the lecture hall, to the auditorium, and you would have to sit there and watch whoever was performing that day. That was like what it was like to actually take the class. But if you were a music major, you actually had to do a certain number of those performances throughout the year. Because like me being a vocal performance major, at the end of the year, I had to perform 3 solo pieces in front of the voice faculty for my final grade in my voice class or whatever. So that was a thing that we would have to do. I would have to perform in front of the whole College of Fine Performing and Communication Arts or whatever. I would have to perform in front of the whole music school. Like, I want to say, I don't know how many times I had to do that in a semester as a voice major. I can't remember. But I had to do that pretty frequently, basically. And I don't know why, but I can't sing in front of people I know. I can, but I can't. Like, when it comes to like performing, if I don't know the people in front of me, I don't care. But if it's somebody in the crowd that I know, that's when I get nervous. That's when I get stage fright. And in a class like general lectures and concerts, some people I don't know, but a lot of people I know because we all in music school together. So it's like we all got classes together. So it's bound to be somebody that I know. So yeah, it's just so interesting because it's like, um, you can have all of those different situations, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to be able to go out and do the things you want to do. It's just about learning how to manage it and having the right support system around it too. Um, so that's anxiety. Um, that's like stage fright. That's shyness. I'm an introverted person. A lot of people literally don't believe that I'm introverted just because I get in front of people and I am like a leader. Like I'm the person that's going to run the tech event. Just because I'm social does not mean I'm not introverted, because introverted and extroverted is more about your energy, like how you use your energy. How do you recharge your energy? So for me, yes, I will get up and run a whole tech conference. And then after the weekend is over, please don't talk to me because I'm depleted. I get my energy from my quiet time, which is another reason why I'm grateful to have my space back. Because your girl, like now that we not doing pandemic stuff no more. Now that we going back out into the world, now that I gotta do events in person and get back to really like the stuff that I was doing beforehand, I need my own space because it's like when I go and have to be around people all day long, yeah, then at the end of the day I need to go home and close the door and just have quiet time and just eat some snacks, get some sushi, watch YouTube. I gotta catch up on Attack on Titan. You know, but that's me. I'm very introverted. I'm super introverted. Like I don't really gotta talk to nobody for real. For like I could stay home all week, all month, and not say nothing to nobody and just be like in my zone. So just because I'm introverted, that don't mean that don't mean I'm not social. You know what I mean? I'm the oldest kid too, so I don't like I know how to be social, but I would prefer to go in my house and close my room, if you know what I mean. It's just so funny. I'm off on a tangent, y'all. I don't even know. Oh, Hogwarts emo dragon. I don't know why your comments not showing up. Hold on. Is it anything happening in the moderation? Preacher, you extroverted? That's crazy. Oh, okay. I can see that though. Even though our interactions is more virtual, I could see that though. Cause you stay posting in the Discord and like just like in like talking and having conversations and stuff like that. Like again, not like it's a whole stereotype around it, but it's like I can see that. I can see that. So y'all extroverts, y'all be stressing me out because extroverts be like, I'll say my impression of extroverts. A lot of times when people are extroverted, it's like, again, it's not like you only, like you can't be by yourself. It's not like you always need people around, but I feel like with extroverts, it's more so you get re-energized by being around people and interacting with people. Versus introverts, we get energized by having our alone time. So a lot of my friends that would be like extroverted, like I can use one of my sorority sisters for example. Me and her, we met through Nesby, and she was when I was a regional vice chair, she was the regional chair. So me and her literally like did so much stuff together, and we always had to travel together for our leadership events, and we also always had the room together and stuff. So it's just funny because she's an extroverted person. So it would be times where it's like, she like, oh, I want to do something. Let's go talk to other people. I'm like, let's not. Let's go back to our room and close the door. It's going to be great. She's like, let's go hang out. They all in the lounge. Everybody is 20 people down there. Let's just go hang with them. I'm like, we've been hanging with them all day. And while you might be getting a lot out of that, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. That's all I'm saying. It's just so funny though. Miss Signer, yes, okay. You like, look. But I'm very social. I'm very social. So I don't care. I can talk. And I really have loved live streaming just because now I'm used to talking to a camera and nobody ain't saying nothing back and not seeing facial expressions. That has actually helped me a lot in teaching. And through the pandemic, surprisingly, one of the biggest strengths I had as an instructor, teaching to a Zoom where don't nobody even turn the camera on, is because I've been live streaming for so many years, and you don't like. One thing I liked about teaching in person is I can see your facial expression when you don't know what the F I'm talking about. Like when you just like when your eyes glaze over, I can see it. Or when you like haven't typed nothing on the keyboard for a long time, I can just be like, how's it going? And then that's when you're gonna tell me that you stuck, and that's okay. But you didn't, like it's certain things you can gauge when you're in person. But one of the hardest things to transition from teaching in person to teaching online is literally just talking and not getting no feedback. When my social battery is on 5%, literally. Preacher like, yeah, I love me some alone time too. Exactly. Just because you extroverted, that don't mean you don't like alone time. It just, it's a balance. It's a balance. So when Myers-Briggs types, I am an INTP, but I end up dabbling between INTP and ENTP because I wouldn't say I'm an extroverted person, but I'm very well adjusted for socializing. So yeah, I might dabble in that ENT space, but I'm ENTP space. I'm an INTP though. So I'm literally, it's been a minute. I used to always ask people to do 16 personalities when they came into Discord, but excuse me. If y'all don't know, I love 16 personalities for types. Those are Myers-Briggs types. I wanted to look at it. So I am in the analyst category. So analysts are known for their rationality, impartiality, and intellectual excellence. And I'm really an INTP. INTP is known as the logician. Now on the flip side, the ENTP is known as the debater. So just be glad your girl ain't a hardcore extrovert, because I will get to, I like to say, I don't want to say devil's advocate because I don't like that phrasing, but I'm that person that's going to be like, I'm not trying to argue with you. It's very interesting to me. I'm not trying to debate you. It's just very interesting to me to explore the counterpoints to what you're saying. Like, just for learning purposes. Like, that's all. So yeah, be glad I ain't no extrovert, man. Because the extroverted version of my personality is the debater. But I'm the logician. The logician is like the person that's like, be all the way in their head, having whole conversations with themselves. Do you know some people don't have an inner dialogue, inner monologue? Do y'all have inner monologues or no? Because I was thinking about this in the shower yesterday. I was having an inner monologue with myself in the shower. And I've just learned in recent years that not everybody has an inner monologue. But now it's very mind-boggling to me when I've been like silently thinking to myself for like an hour, and then I realize like some people don't do that at all. My inner monologue be picking up Academy Awards. But some people don't have an inner monologue. Some people can inner visualize an inner monologue. I do, and that really blows my mind. Yeah, like I'm like, so your brain just be silent? Like you just be sitting there and nothing be happening? Because if I'm silent, like, and that's a thing too, because a lot of people don't a lot of people don't understand that, like, for example, me, I can say a lot of people would not understand with me, like, we could be sitting together and I'm not saying nothing, and you like, and they'll be like, oh, she mad, she don't want to talk to me. Meanwhile, I'm having a whole conversation in my head, or I'm planning something out in my head. um can I visualize? Yeah, I guess I would say I can visualize. um Inner visualization, I picture things. Or is that more like actually picturing stuff? But the fact that y'all brains don't just be going off on tangents. I be thinking about random conversations that don't got nothing to do with nothing. I be thinking about, like, oh, remember that time that one person said that one thing, and then imagine a whole conversation that could have happened off of that, or something that I'm doing right now. Imagine how somebody might react to it, and like having a whole, like, it's just, I'm like, that's crazy. Some people brains just don't do that. You can't imagine not being able to visualize and inner talk. Right. It's just pitch black. I have to look into that a little bit more, because it's just kind of like, so what? So what do it be like? It just be quiet? Like, do you ever be sitting around, right? You just sitting there, and then all of a sudden you notice it's silent because it wasn't silent in your head. So it's like sometimes I don't know it's quiet until I come out of my little monologue or inner dialogue, and I'm like, I can hear the wind blowing. Oh, so that's why I be needing. That's why I be needing my That's why I be needing my quiet time. I be needing my quiet time because my brain has to process stuff. It is very interesting. I want to know. I want somebody. I'm gonna do some research on it because I want to hear the perspective of somebody that does not have an inner dialogue. Like, how does that work? Having the best conversation in my head, okay? And it's like, it's not like I'm not like talking to myself, but I'm talking to myself, or I'm talking to a person who can't hear nothing I'm saying, and I'm like having a whole fictional conversation with them. Now, when that happens, I do have to walk it back, because sometimes it's like, that's not, it don't even be healthy. Like, say if I'm doing something and I'm thinking like, my sister or my brother about to get an attitude about this, and then it go from they about to get an attitude with me about this to like having the whole conversation, imagining the whole conversation that's going to happen. Meanwhile, the attitude part hasn't even come yet, and you already trying to figure out. You already trying to get ahead of the argument and stuff, and it's just like, that's very like not productive at all. Let's just think about something that's actually productive, because it can turn into ruminating thoughts, and ruminating thoughts is very, very bad. When you cross the different forms of syn, how do you say this word? Synthesia. Then you get the interesting component of humanity and neurodivergence. Humans are, yeah. It's just so funny to me, because one thing I had to learn over the years is like, everybody is very different, and that should be obvious, but it's not. Like, a lot of times when you still, I would say, naive or young or inexperienced, any of those, you tend to view other people and assume other people are the way that you are. So it was even funny when I first ever did like a Myers-Briggs, because I found out that my personality type is not very common. Excuse me. My bad. But I found out that my personality type is not very common. And so it's like, I used to always wonder, like, excuse me, why am I so misunderstood? Like, I had used the example earlier where I was like, I be trying to help people and give them advice and stuff, and they be so mad and getting so upset and feelings be hurt by the stuff that I said, and I'm like, what? Why? Like, I would want you to tell me. Like, I was trying to help. I wasn't trying to be rude or hurt your feelings or nothing, but I wasn't realizing like how this person, their way of thinking and doing and receiving any of that type of information is literally like probably the exact opposite as my way of receiving it. So it really helps me a lot to understand that. Human brain doesn't know between fact and fiction unless it's notified. Hmm. I can see that because think about dreams. Like dreams are crazy because you would never know you dreaming until you wake up. Some people, I definitely can become aware that I'm dreaming at some points, but that's rare. Even though I can't do that, that's still rare. Most of the time, it's like you spent your whole night dreaming. You forgot about your whole life, all the people you know, what you was just doing before you went to bed, who you are. Like you could be a whole different person in your dream, and you don't even know it until you wake up that you was dreaming. It's literally completely made up in your head, but you don't know the difference. I'm looking at 16 personalities, and they got logicians you may know. This used to only be like a couple ones, but now it's like you could scroll through it. And I like that they got excuse me. I like that they have fictional characters too. So apparently Neo from the Matrix and Lord Varys from Game of Thrones are are logicians. Aemon Targaryen, Leslie Winkle from the Big Bang Theory, Bruce Banner from the Avengers, but also Bill Gates, Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, Blaise Pascal, if you're a math person. You mad? Excuse me. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. We gotta cut the conversation short because baby boy is on a struggle bus. Can be arguing in a dream and wake up mad. Oh my god. About to fight whoever I was mad at. Talking about some, oh, that never happened. But I gotta cut this conversation short, y'all, because baby boy is on struggle mode. I gotta go check him out. But at the very least, what I can say is, co-working is possible even though my desk ain't set up yet. So I'm probably gonna work tomorrow because I do need to get some work done. Saturdays are CTO Co working days. So I'm gonna be back tomorrow, y'all, for real, for real. Let's see if we can. Is Dr. T still streaming? Can we rate Rep and Tech? No. Not showing up. I guess we just gonna wrap it up then. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank y'all for talking random stuff with me now. She went bowling with the kids. Ooh, fancy, fancy. All right, well, I will see y'all tomorrow. Y'all have a good Friday evening. Do something that you love, okay? Bye.